We are a product of the stories we repeatedly tell. All the stories we tell to our friends, to other people, coworkers, the stories we tell at parties, more important, the stories we tell ourselves. We become a product of those stories because we believe those stories. Now, there's good and bad news when it comes to stories. The bad news is most of the stories that we repeat, especially the ones about ourselves, aren't even true. Second, most of those stories are negative in nature. Think about all the negative things that a lot of us say. Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm a bad cook. I can never do things right. That talk track that's always playing in the background. And the third thing, which is almost kind of funny, is that most of our stories don't even originate with us. They came from other people, people that gave us those stories as children, and we've held on to them and repeated them for years, and now we believe them. A lot of those negative stories that we tell came from somewhere else. Parents, pastor, bullies at school, siblings, who knows? But they came from somewhere else. They did not originate with you. But now they're your stories because you repeat them. That's the bad news. The good news, the good news is you can change the story. You can change your story anytime, whenever you feel like it. Change the story. I'm not saying it's easy because all those other stories have been there for years. They're set in there deep. It's going to take some time to remove those stories, but it is possible by telling yourself a new story that serves you, that originated with you, not someone else. Now, there's always going to be people in your life that have a story about you that they want to impress upon you. They want to put their story about you on you. They want you to believe it. You don't have to believe their story about you. Let them believe what they want to believe. You tell your story about you. Their story about you has nothing to do with you. And if they keep trying to force their story on you, you may have to remove them. Or best case, just stop listening to them. I know this is hard to do because some of these people are close to us. These are family, close friends, could even be a spouse that has a story about you that you don't believe, and you don't have to believe. You can believe your story because the more you believe your story, the more that belief becomes your life. It will start showing up on the outside. So again, don't like the outcome, change the story. And you can do that at any time. You can change the story that you tell to other people, and more importantly, change the story that you are telling to yourself, because that's the most important audience. It's the one that you tell to yourself. You are the best audience.